See?
It's my favorite movie.
I know it is. It is a good movie. It's not my favorite, but it's definitely good. It definitely has one of the most badass Disney songs in it. Man.
Yeah, that one's a really good one. It's pretty good. Do you see that I don't have a new mic?
Oh shit. Uh-oh. Didn't get there yet?
No, because the email that I use for my Amazon Prime is my daycare account one, my daycare email, and I never took that email because it gets forwarded to my normal email. But this email never got forwarded, and it was like, revise your payment, because it had my old debit card on it. Never saw it. I checked it to see if it would go through, like I was going to get it today, and it was like, oh no, revise your no. Anyways, so we'll see how this goes.
We'll see. It's okay.
So far, I mean, I tested it earlier and it sounded okay.
So I got milk duds in here.
Yeah. Everywhere. I just need to hold on. Basically, what I need to do is just not touch my mic, which I'm trying to figure out how to do that right now. Hold on. My mic right here, and don't touch it. Hopefully it will be good. Let me double check. Okay, it's still using that mic, so I think I'm good. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Hopefully.
Goodness.
I like your
How are you feeling?
Decoration back there.
Thank you.
I'm good. Still occasional cough, but I'm good.
Yeah. You Children like my hot mess express going on here?
Oh, dude, me too. I didn't even do anything with my hair. I just threw it up in a ponytail. I haven't washed my hair in like 3 days.
Same. I've actually haven't even taken it out of the ponytail. Like I go to sleep.
You win.
With the ponytail in, and then like it's a little loose and I just kind of like tighten it. Which just I love.
Crunch it up in the front, kind of make it look like it's less dirty.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like that, and then just
it looks good
on these little things. Thank you.
I mean, I didn't realize you were in a ponytail yesterday. Sorry, I'm not very observant.
That's okay, because it was probably like this, so it looked like
you just look like a thin-haired weirdo.
Totes my goats.
I like it. How are you today?
I'm okay. Rick is coming out of the ICU tonight. Yeah.
Does that mean Alice can see him?
No.
Is she sick? She
is still sick, okay. But he's going into the PCU, which I don't know what that stands for, but it's like in between. It's like immediate care and
like a rehab.
No, not even a rehab. So he's like, so there's like the ICU and then like the general population of the hospital for general care. And they created this new unit where, where like you're not ready to just like, basically instead of like the ICU, which is like 2 patients, 1 nurse, or 1 patient, 1 nurse, it gets put to 3 patients, 1 nurse. And then like the general population, this is what the doctor told me, gets 4 patients, 1 nurse. And she's like, he's not ready for that yet. So he's going to this other one. So yeah.
That's good. That's a huge step. Yay.
Huge step. Yeah.
Were you able to talk to him today?
No. He was super duper out of it. They put him on new meds, anxiety medicine.
You just move your mic.
No, my light just fell.
Okay. I was like, well, there goes your mic.
I was trying to get more comfortable. There goes your mic. Okay, I'm back. Instead of
I figured while we were waiting.
he's on like a lot of anxiety medicine, and so when I went up there today, he was like super out of it. So it is what it is.
Did he
No
tell you
big
anything
deal.
crazy today or say anything crazy to anyone?
No, because he was so tired, like he was
Gotcha.
asleep when I got there.
Gotcha.
So I was like, I'm just gonna go.
You need to
'Cause,
record him whenever he says funny things.
um,
If he does it anymore, he probably won't though.
he probably won't, but he also doesn't like being recorded.
I don't blame
So
him.
yeah, because I've done that in the past, like when he's talked in his sleep and he doesn't. He's like, don't want to listen to that.
They're so grumpy. Josh is the same way.
Like
Why
I
would you
don't. I'm
do
like,
that?
it's
That's embarrassing.
hilarious. Yeah. Like, no, it's hilarious. No, I don't want to
Whatever.
hear that. I'm like,
You would
okay.
record me in a minute. Don't even.
No, exactly.
I love
Anyways,
being embarrassed. That's
I
why I
know,
do
me
this.
too. Yeah, it's same.
Embarrass myself every week. my grandma started talking to me this week about the show, and she was like, I'm so proud of you. She's like, you get up and you talk in front of however many people and you just talk about whatever you believe in and whatever you want. And I'm like, Grandma, have you listened to the show yet? She's like, no, I haven't. And I was like, well, it's like a ghost show. She's like, ooh. And I was like, but it's not really like serious. I was
Yeah.
like, it's very like laid back. I was like, we joke around a lot. I was like, we say things wrong. We do things wrong all the time. I was like, but we're ourselves. And she's like, well, that's just great. I'm so happy for you. I'm so proud. My grandma's the best. I love
We
her.
have the same grandma.
She's so proud of me for doing nothing. Thank you, Grandma. I love you. Shout out to our grandmas.
I know.
Your grandma's in heaven, isn't she?
I have two grandmas.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, one passed away and the other one's still here, and she's
Okay.
helped me since we've been down here. So
Oh,
yeah. And that one, I mean, the other grandma would probably say the same stuff, but she's not as she's
was she
more
the
like
fancy one?
critical. She's a fan. Yeah, she was more critical of
Gotcha.
you. And like if she saw me today, she'd be like, Amy, why have you put on so much weight? And I'd be like,
like,
but then the other one is just like, you could poop, your poop is gold.
and
Is that how your grandma? Yeah.
That's how my grandma is.
Yeah.
And she's friends with everybody.
Yes. Yeah.
She makes a friend everywhere she goes.
Yep.
And makes
Same.
cheesy jokes all the time.
I love that so much.
Yeah.
Does your grandma also like like I was in such a distraught when I asked for my grandma for help, and I was like, I need someone to like give my sob story, but I don't want to do it. And she like came to come help me drop off this rental car, and she like went up to these people in her cane, and she's just like, my granddaughter. And I was just like, I'm gonna let her do it because I can't right now.
My grandma would most definitely do that for me.
Like, and you don't even ask, like you just know that like their demeanor, like they start walking up and you're like, yep, she's gonna do it. And
they're
need
thinking
someone
the
to do
entire
that for
time,
me.
I'm gonna sell this. I got this.
She's just like, I got you.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
Oh, so the rental car situation got sorted out?
Sort of.
Okay.
Yeah.
You never told me the details on that. You totally don't have to though. Not right now.
I mean, I probably will someday.
Eventually. Yeah.
Yeah. I was not ready I'm still not ready. I'm so angry with that company that they can go pound sand and turn blue.
As my grandma says, they can stick it where the sun don't shine, right? Is that right?
Yes.
No.
Yeah. My grandma would never say something like that.
My grandma says inappropriate things all the time.
I love that.
Sometimes so much it makes me uncomfortable. We should just have our grandmas on here as guests.
Yeah. My grandma would be embarrassed the whole time, but yeah.
Oh. One day.
She probably just. Why?
Is there a ghost in there? It looks like you have foam padding on the side of your countertops. You look like a ghost.
Right there.
You ready for a scary? Yeah, I see what it is. It just looked like foam padding. And I was like, man, you are seriously ready to stay there.
No, but I got this like little light and it's not keeps falling every time I accidentally bump something. But it's not because the lighting in here stinks. So,
I just have my lamp. I have a light on in here and then a lamp right in front of me.
But your light is good. It's
a really
great.
bright lamp.
Yeah, I like it. Whereas like the lighting in here stinks so bad. And it's like worse than our house before it got renovated. Anyways, what?
Nothing. I
miss you.
I miss you too. Never mind.
What?
You already answered that. Leo went to your house. You're good.
Yeah, I'm good.
You're good.
I'm Gucci. Do you have a neighborhood story?
I did. I was just fixing to ask you that, the same thing. But I'm happy to share mine first.
I don't even know which one. I know what story I did.
You hear that?
Yeah, what was that?
My husband walking.
Oh.
Heavy stepper. Like, calm down. Okay.
Wait, do we have any announcements first?
Oh, yes.
Announcements. Make the announcements short and sweet. Make the announcements short and sweet because you're so big.
So, I can't remember if we already talked about the fact that we got 2 new Patreon donors.
Yeah, that was on the Halloween episode.
Okay. So we got 2 new Patreon donors.
Candy and Bob.
Candy and Bob. Thank you guys. And then we also got some. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to remember.
No.
Reviews on
the
Apple
winner
Podcast.
of the contest that we had for our Facebook group.
Oh, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to figure out where we were.
That's okay.
Stephanie, congratulations. Thanks for adding some friends to the group.
Thank you.
Thanks for being such a big supporter.
Sound like you said, yep.
Oh God. I don't even want to know what you're going to say. What were you going to say?
Sound like you said a pig supporter.
A pig supporter. Thanks for being a pig supporter.
We like pork. Being a pig supporter. Yeah, we like pigs. Oh, jeez.
Stephanie gets a free month of Patreon, and she also gets a free pop socket.
Yay!
Yay! We don't even have one yet, but
that's okay.
You get one.
You get one, and you know what? We just appreciate that she added people to the Facebook group. That is awesome.
Oh, heck yeah. Yeah. A couple of people added them. A lot of them was my mom. But she didn't tag people, so she didn't win.
Who's my
So
mom?
she did not follow the rules. Huh?
Who's my mom?
My mom,
My mom who?
Heather.
Who's my no, the movie Home.
My mom. My mom. I love that movie. That movie makes me cry every
That's a
time I
good
watch
movie.
it. It's so
I know.
sweet. We also got some Apple reviews, our first set of Apple reviews from other podcasts actually.
No way.
Yes, way Jose. We got 5 stars from both of them. As you guys know and have heard us say, Apple reviews are a big deal. So doing them is a huge favor for us. So please, 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 if you like the show, or even, just like us, just, go on there, give us a review, preferably 5 stars and preferably nice things to say. But, whatever, you're going to believe whatever you want to believe. It's fine. It's
Yeah.
free country. Do whatever you
Free
want to do.
country. And you know what? Something that I like to tell my daycare kids, and something I grew up on, and is if you don't have anything nice to say, you shouldn't say anything at all.
Nope.
But that's okay. If you want to write a bad review, that's all right too.
It's just really gonna hurt us.
It's just gonna really hurt our feelings. Oh goodness.
So I believe that's all the announcements. Shall we do a birthday announcement? Happy belated birthday to Leia. One day she will listen to us. But one of our wonderful neighbors, Leia, her birthday is Saturday. Yes.
Which, when this comes out, it would have been yesterday.
Yeah. So belated.
Happy belated birthday to Leia. She will never hear this because she doesn't listen to podcasts.
It's okay.
She will feature on them though.
We're pretty lame.
I also wouldn't listen to us, but just kidding. I listen to us even though we record us.
I do too. Sometimes I feel like we're the reason that we have so many downloads.
I will edit us, and then the day that it comes out, or the next day when I finally get a chance to go on and listen on Spotify, I'm like, gosh, Amy, you're so lame.
Yep.
Because I know what we're going to say because I edited it and I listened to it multiple times.
It makes me laugh.
It's freaking hilarious. Oh, we're so lame.
So,
yes,
listen to the episodes. So.
Well,
I got a neighborhood story for you.
Okay. I want to hear it.
So this one is called Ghost in a Mason Jar.
No.
$25. This is off of Nextdoor, the Nextdoor app.
Okay.
My wife and I experienced some paranormal activities in our house. It's pretty old. I used a method I found online to lure and trap the ghost in this mason jar. I don't want it in my house anymore, and I didn't want to just throw it away. I can provide more pictures upon request. It says $25.
Okay.
So not only did you claim to capture a ghost in a jar and you're telling everybody about it, but you're trying to sell it.
Have you seen the ghosts in a jar at Disney World?
No.
They sell little it's like a mason jar, and it's a little ghost, and it has the certificate of the ghost.
Oh my God, that sounds so cute, and I want one.
Well, apparently this is what that person's trying to do.
How cute. Oh my gosh, that's adorable.
That's what it made me immediately think of. When you said ghosts in a mason jar, I was like, is this a Disney World knockoff?
That is so cute. Obviously.
Clearly. I don't know. I'd rather have a Disney World one when it's not real rather than
a real one
that husband captured in a mason jar.
Somebody could possibly knock over the jar and let the ghost out.
But how do you
fix up
capture
the
a
whole
ghost
house.
in a mason jar?
A vacuum. Have you seen
Like a little
Ghostbusters?
Ghostbusters.
Have you seen Ghostbusters?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just making
Even
sure.
the girl one.
I saw a girl on. It was okay. I really love her though. Jenny McCarthy. Jenny
Yeah.
McCarthy. She's
No.
hilarious.
It's not Jenny.
It's not. You're right.
Melissa.
Melissa. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love her. She's
Me
awesome.
too. She's awesome in everything that she does. Originally, well, probably not originally, but even when she wasn't like super funny in Gilmore Girls.
Just like oh yeah, she was in Gilmore Girls. I always forget that.
Yeah.
Oh, I always loved her in Bridesmaids. Have you seen that movie?
Oh yeah. Heck
I
yeah.
freaking love that movie. I could watch that movie over and over and over, but she's that awkward sister-in-law. She had all the puppies. And she was obsessed with the air control or whatever. She was like, I know what you're doing. I can help you out. He's like, no, I don't do that. The entire time he was. At the end, they're like laying meat on each other, making each other sandwiches on themselves.
I don't know. She's freaking hilarious. I love her.
And she's so pretty.
She is very beautiful. Like inside and out. She's just a good person. So
yeah. And that's her husband too.
Yes. I know. Which is hilarious because I would never pair them together.
Yeah, I know.
Ever.
Yeah, me neither.
But
they're cute.
They're cool. I love that. Yeah, so Ghosts in a Box or Ghosts in a Jar. Definitely would not, 10 out of 10 would not recommend.
I'm gonna have to second that.
Okay. Cool. Do you want to tell me your story or do you want me to go first?
You should go first.
Okay.
If you feel like it.
No, I do, but give me a second because I forgot to pull it up.
Oh wait. I gotta open this so it doesn't make too much noise. It's a Laffy Taffy. Can I tell you a joke? Can I tell you 2 jokes?
Yeah.
What's a nocturnal horse?
A black horse?
A nightmare.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
What's a dog's favorite instrument? A trombone. I love Laffy Taffy. Hate Laffy Taffies, but I love the jokes.
Laffy Taffies are so yummy. What are you talking about?
They are good. I don't know. I'm more of a.
You don't have to eat it if you don't want to.
It's strawberry. I haven't actually. I don't think either. I haven't had strawberry in a long time, or I haven't really tried it. I like
my favorite Laffy Taffy is the green apple or the raspberry.
Oh, this is good. One. I like banana usually.
Oh my god, who are you? Mm-hmm. How are we friends? Banana?
Mm-hmm. I bet these would be good together.
Nah, I'm good.
Let me step away from the mic because I'm chewing.
Well, I'm going to tell you the story of the most hated woman in America.
What? You're going to tell me a story about
the most hated woman in America?
Cruella de Vil?
She wasn't in America.
She was
like in Paris or something. Mm-hmm. No. Casey Anthony.
Mm-hmm. Oh, snap. This case was in Florida, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was.
Yep. Yeah. So Casey was born on March 16th, 1986 in Warren, Ohio. She was one of two kids to the parents of Cindy and George Anthony. She was an enthusiastic, full of energy type of kid. She was always on the go. During her childhood, her family moved to Orlando, Florida, and her parents had respectful jobs. Her dad was a cop and her mom was an in-home nurse. Her sibling, her brother, his name was Lee, or is Lee, and he is 4 years older than Casey. In Casey's teenage years, she really started lying about little things like staying out, skipping school, but because she became but blah, 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 skipping school. But because of these little lies, she became a compulsive liar. In high school, she started disassociating herself from her family, really didn't include them in anything that she was doing, and kept them out of the loop. She was also a serial girlfriend. Do you know what that is?
She liked to eat cereal.
No, she would just like jump from like boyfriend to boyfriend to boyfriend. She never had like,
I've never heard of that before.
yeah, so she just kind of like never was single and like, reflective or whatever. And her parents, they literally had no idea what crowd she ran with and couldn't even name one of her friends. So they also had no idea that she was flunking out of high school. She let them
I did not know that.
because they just, that's something like, that's on them for not like, I don't know, checking in. But she let them plan like this huge elaborate party for her graduation party. And then they're like, we never got information about your graduation. So they called the school and they're like, yeah, she's flunking out. Like, she's not graduating.
This was also a time where everything was paper too. And like,
yes,
you didn't get like emails saying your kid was, I mean, I'm assuming that's how it works nowadays. I'm assuming a lot of things get digital,
yeah,
like
everything's digital
messages to parents and stuff.
Yeah.
Even,
So
I don't know
I
if
mean,
text,
she would
but
probably have to catch the mail before they get home, or but
I had
I
friends who
don't
would
know.
change their grades over like a copier. They would white out their grades and then copy it and
Photocopy
then
it.
rewrite the grades. Oh, they got caught.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, their asses whooped too.
I was just too scared to flunk out. So I actually talked to my mom about that today. We were talking about skipping school for some reason. She's like, did you ever skip a class? And I was like, no, I was too scared to.
You did it? I skip class all the
No,
time.
I was way too scared to skip class.
Especially senior year. All of our teachers were like, you don't really need this class. So if you're not here, no one has ever failed my final exam. So you don't have to be here. And that was what you needed. Like, if you missed too many days of class, you would just have to pass your final exam. And the teacher was like, the lowest grade someone's gotten on my final exam is a B. So have fun. Have a good day.
Gosh.
Bye.
That teacher does not care at all.
He was
I know
coolest.
that. I mean, we had what was it called? ROP, which was like a recreational occupational profession,
Like an
where
OJT class, like a job.
yeah, it was like a job,
That's what
but
my class was.
it was like a class where it was like a career focus or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so the teacher of that class was my aunt, and it was for childcare, and so my profession that I went to was my mom's house. So it was
That's like the
home.
most skipping that you did.
So I did that like every single day, Monday through Friday, except for I think like on Thursdays we went to the actual class. Yeah. And my aunt gave me the award for she was supposed to pick someone like out of the state or whatever, or out of the county. She was the teacher that was supposed to pick a student, and so she picked me to be the best student of the year. And I'm like, of course she did.
Everybody probably hated you.
Didn't think of it that way, but yeah, probably.
You're probably
like
like,
real
oh, wonder why
students,
she got picked.
real students that try real hard, and I'm just like, I took this class so I could go home early. Oh, geez. Didn't think of that. Anyways, back to my story. So eventually she got a job at Universal Studios at the Hard Rock Cafe in Orlando. We're talking about Casey, by the way. She refresher. So she seemed to really like her job and when she would talk to her family, she would talk about it often. And then in January of 2005, she was 19 years old and she met and instantly fell in love with a guy named Jesse Grund. And then not long after falling in love, she became pregnant. When she first found out, she told a friend she wanted to give the baby up for adoption, but because it didn't fit her lifestyle. So,
I mean, I guess it.
Yeah.
I get that, and that's great that she wanted to give it up for adoption.
Yeah, right?
That's
what
you should
at
do.
Least,
I mean, not what you should. There's no should or shouldn't. There's nothing right or wrong.
Exactly.
But
she was thinking of the child, like, okay. Anyways,
I respect that.
Until you don't, because she told her parents that she was pregnant at 7 months and they're like, no, you need to keep the baby. And she's like, fine, because they insisted to help pay for everything, all the expenses, everything like that. And so she's like, okay, doesn't fit my lifestyle, but I guess because you wanted to, I don't know. Stupid. So
Yeah.
August 9th of 2005, she gave birth to her daughter, Kaylee. And although Casey was dating Jesse, she also mentioned that the baby's daddy was undetermined. And at one point, she told her parents that Kaylee's dad was in a terrible car accident and died. So I don't know.
If it would okay.
But she was also a compulsive liar, so I don't know.
Exactly. What do you believe?
Her parents, on the other hand, decided not to tell her older brother when she was pregnant that she was pregnant until literally just 2 days before she gave birth.
Why?
Which I don't know. I don't know.
Why is family so secretive?
Sounds like the laundries. Am I wrong? I don't know. You know what I'm talking about?
I do. Who?
The Gabby Petito.
Yes. Okay. I was like, why does that name sound so familiar? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
Super sketch, like the laundries. On New Year's Eve, Jesse proposed to Casey and she was like, yes. So happy family.
Did he really though?
He did propose on
Okay.
Yeah. So she needed help raising her daughter, so she hired Zanny the nanny.
Zanny the nanny.
Zenadia Fernandez Gonzalez. And yeah, mouthful. Hold on a second, making sure my mom didn't text me. Okay, I'm good. Really? I just got another text. Hold on. I just want to make sure it's not my mom. Because Alice is in there inside the house. Apparently, and it's like my mom's bedtime. So, apparently, according to Casey, an IT tech over at the place she worked, Universal Studios, named Jeff, introduced Casey to Jeff's ex-girlfriend named Zanny. And her buddy Jeff paid Zanny to watch Casey's daughter, Kaylee, and his son. Which.
Why?
Can you say that again?
Wait. He paid. Her friend did?
Yeah, her friend Jeff paid his ex-girlfriend Zanny to watch Casey's daughter and his son. Yeah.
Oh, because his son was in it, probably.
Yeah, but I don't know, like, still kind of weird.
Yeah, pay for childcare for someone else's kid that's not even yours.
Yes. And then finally, Jesse was like, all right, I want a DNA test. Is the child mine or not? So he demanded for a DNA test, and it came back as he was not the father.
Oh.
Colin Jerry Springer. He is not the father.
Maury, and Jerry.
He had built a bond with Kaylee, but ultimately decided to break off the relationship with the two of the women in 2006. Casey didn't take this well. Her behavior was super erotic and all over the place, and just started dating almost immediately. And she met a guy named DJ Tony.
DJ Tony in his own.
They started dating, and since she didn't have much supervision for Kaylee, she would bring him over to his apartment. And unfortunately, Tony shared an apartment with a couple more roommates, but that didn't matter to Kaylee, or Casey, I should say. On June 18th, 2008, Casey had a heated argument with her parents that they're like, we pay for everything. You don't contribute for anything for Kaylee. Like, you need to start helping around the house at least. That really ticked off Casey. So she was like, peace, I'm going on a work trip to Tampa. And so she packed her bags for her and Kaylee, but it was like way more than just a weekend trip. Like amount of essentials. But that unfortunately was the last time that Kaylee was seen alive. Casey decided, Casey didn't actually go to Tampa. She actually went to her new boy. Surprise.
To her serial boyfriends. Sorry.
Yeah. Yes. She went to her new boyfriend's house, but she did not bring Kaylee with her. And depending on the day, her boyfriend would be like, well, where's Kaylee? Like, I haven't seen her. And Casey would be like, oh, she's at the nanny's, or she's at my mom's house, or she's hanging out with so-and-so. Like, she always had like an excuse of where Kaylee was at. And she would do the same thing to her parents. They'd be like, can we see Kaylee? And she'd be like, oh, she's napping, or she's at the nanny's, or like she's at my best friend's house. Like, she always had an excuse of where Kaylee was at. And it had been like a month since her Kaylee's grandparents had seen Kaylee, and so they're like, okay, we're really getting anxious. Like, where is she at? And it didn't help that Casey, when she was on this little vacay that she supposedly went on, she like posted a ton of photos of herself like partying it up, like out on the bars, like dancing on top of tabletops, getting a tattoo. Like, she was everywhere, and she looked like she was having the time of her life. But
dude, you have a freaking responsibility.
I know. And during this time, Casey was using a vehicle her parents had lent her to get to and from work. But one day, Casey drove it to a cash advance business, and it was like on fumes. It had like no gas in it. And then when she got her cash advance, got back in her car, and it wouldn't start. So she tried to get it towed to a gas station, but it supposedly would have cost the entire amount of her paycheck that she just got advanced. So she was like, peace, I'm leaving it. So she abandoned it.
What? God, this girl is irresponsible.
I know. So she just left it, and it got towed because the company was like, this seems sketch. So they had it towed. And then they called the owner of the vehicle, which was George, her dad. They're like, yo, your card was impounded. And so he went down there to figure out what was going on with the vehicle, and he paid the fee to get it out. While he and another employee was checking out the vehicle to make sure that like everything was squared away, they smelled a super terrible odor coming from the trunk. And they even said like it could be a dead body. Like they were like, oh, it
No.
smells like a dead body. But they didn't check the trunk. They just, let it be. And George drove it home. When he got
What?
home, just wait. When he got home, he had Cindy check out the car because he's like, yo, check out this smell. It smells terrible. And she's like, oh my gosh, it smells like a dead body. And they open up the trunk and they
How do they
found
know
this
what a
like,
dead body smells like? Sorry.
I mean, I feel like I hear this often and I feel like we just will know as humans. I don't know.
Oh my gosh, it smells like burning poop in here, like my other story that I had. Smells like
Like,
burning feces.
how do you know
Who,
what that
who
smells
lit a
like?
poop on fire? All right, I swear somebody's got a dead body in here. I just know it.
But I mean, they popped the trunk and they found this trash bag, and instead of checking it, they just threw it away. So they used the entire bottle of Febreze to like get the smell out and let the car air out.
And it probably didn't even get the smell out 100%.
Oh, probably
Like,
not.
a
No.
smell like that, it just probably made it worse.
Oh, probably.
Airing it out maybe, but like it's gonna be there to
No,
some
it's still
extent.
gonna be there. Yeah. Casey's mom was pretty agitated with her daughter because like she hadn't seen her granddaughter Kaylee in over a month. She went to Casey's boyfriend's house. So she went to Casey's boyfriend's house and she's like, what the heck? Like we just like got our car out of impound. We haven't seen our granddaughter in a month and you don't even care. And so when she was searching the house, like going through the apartment, there's drug paraphernalia everywhere. And Cindy, her mom, was like, where's Kaylee? Like, where is she at? And Casey was like, oh, she's with Zanny. Like, it's no big deal. And Cindy's like, okay, well, let me go get her. In case Casey's like, you know what? Let's just like, let me go back to the house and I'll call Zanny. And so they went back to Cindy's home instead, which, okay, mom, like, instead of just like letting your child run your life, maybe put your foot down for a second, question things. Yeah. So they went back home and Cindy decided to report that her car had been stolen by Casey because she's like super ticked off at her daughter.
Good.
So yeah. So she calls 911 and she's like, my daughter stole my vehicle. We just got it out of impound. And I also haven't seen my 3-year-old granddaughter in a month. Like, I don't know what's going on. So while she's on the phone with the dispatcher, she heard a conversation that Casey was having with Casey's brother, Lee. And Casey told her brother that she met Zanny, the nanny, at the park to give her Kaylee. And she like handed Kaylee over and Zanny like pulled Kaylee in close to her and she's like, you're not getting Kaylee I'm not or she said, I'm going to take Kaylee away from you and I won't be giving her back. And so like Cindy had since then like hung up with 911 and so she called them back and she's like I also would like to report that my granddaughter that I just told you about was actually kidnapped. So they're like, okay.
Then why did she like nonchalantly tell them that she was with Zanny?
Exactly. So Cindy tried to get Casey to talk to the dispatcher and she's like, Mom, it's not a big deal. Like, leave me alone. And so, but finally Casey takes the phone. She tells the dispatcher that her daughter, she knows who has her daughter, but the number for the nanny is out of service. And so she had also told them that she actually spoke to Kaylee earlier that day and she's fine. Like, nothing to worry about. You're fine. So she said on 2 different dates, she spoke to Zanny through MySpace, and Zanny said Casey will get her daughter back on Kaylee's birthday. Police asked Casey to take them to the last place that they saw
This
Kaylee.
isn't like this sounds like she makes it sound like they're like divorced parents. Oh, you can have your daughter back on her birthday. Yeah. Like, I get her on weekends, you get her during the week.
Like, so bizarre, especially for
no, if you want your daughter back, you go get your daughter back.
Yeah. You're paying this person. Parent. Yes, exactly.
It's not how it works.
So the police were like, can you show us where you last saw Kaylee? So she takes Kaylee to this, she takes the police to Zanny's apartment. And she said she dropped Kaylee off at this apartment, and they then provided a description of Zanny. And according to Casey, she had black hair. She was 5'7", 140 pounds, perfect teeth, from New York, and she was a 10 out of 10, which is a weird description to give the police. Why would you say they were a 10 out of 10? That's not a description. Maybe. But according to the landlord's records, no one had lived in that specific apartment since March, and the surveillance footage absolutely showed nothing. There was no footage of a woman that matched Casey's description of Zanny, and there was no child whatsoever in the footage. Super sus. So police were like, okay, this is weird. Let's look into Casey. So they discovered that Casey didn't actually work at Universal Studios, but they needed to catch her in a lie.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So they're like, can you take us to your boss? And she's like, totes. Got you. So she takes them past security at Universal Studios, through the employee entrance, into the building of offices, and like they were going in circles, and finally she turned around and she's like, okay, you caught me, I don't work here. Oh my God, just makes me, if I was that police officer, I'd be like, oh my God, I'm going to hurt you.
Why do you lie about so many things? That bugs me so much.
I know.
You are a grown woman.
Yeah. So she was arrested and charged with neglect of a child, obstruction of justice, and making false statements. And a search dog confirmed the smell of the trunk was from a dead body. Even though Casey's mom was like, it wasn't a dead body, it was like rotten pizza. And they're like, no, it wasn't. Okay. They also discovered stains in the carpet of the trunk, which was the size of a small body, and the forensics of the carpet confirmed the stains of the decomposition of a body in chloroform and some hair particles. With DNA matching, the hair was either Cindy's, Casey's, or Kaylee's. It was longer than Casey's, and it was not treated, like color treated like Cindy's. So it had to be Kaylee's. They searched the family computer, which a Google search was how to make chloroform. Cindy claimed that she was looking at chlorophyll because her dogs ate bamboo in the backyard, and chloroform popped up by accident, which, why wouldn't you type in my dogs ate a poisonous plant or my dogs ate bamboo?
Nearest vet.
Nearest vet. You don't type in chlorophyll, which is the process.
Wait, this was the mom who typed it?
Yeah, that's what she said. But according to,
she's covering.
It was then proven that Cindy, who claimed she typed this, wasn't even home during the time of the Google search was made. In case
they are some good parents.
Stupid.
Yep.
This is all her mom, though. This wasn't even her dad. Her mom is doing all the covering. So the detectives found a person named Zendalia or Zendalia. I forgot how to pronounce it now.
Zendaya.
No. Zendalia Gonzalez, and showed Casey a photo of her, and Casey's like, who is this? Why are you showing me a picture of this person? And they're like, Zanny was never a person, because
Another
that name
lie.
isn't very common. So that was the only person
why
of that
couldn't you
name.
just pick like a really common name? That would have been smarter.
I know.
Dr.
Like, what the heck? Dr. Megan Smith. Like,
there you go.
I mean, there's a ton of Megan Smiths, but let's Zendalia Gonzalez. They only found one in Florida, and the photo she's like, I don't know who you're showing me. So they're like, Zanny the nanny was not a real person. A month later, Cindy and George were visiting Casey in jail because she was ultimately arrested.
So who the hell was watching her this whole time?
Who?
You're getting to that. Sorry.
That's okay. So so Casey was arrested for lying to police officers and obstruction of justice and false information or something like that. So Cindy and George were visiting Casey in jail and told her word was going around that Kaylee was dead. And Casey literally did this. Surprise, surprise.
You freaking bitch.
Casey then hired a legal. I know.
Sorry.
Casey, that's okay. Casey then, I'm just trying to like get through this because it's really long. She hired a legal attorney named Jose Baez. He helped her get bail for the set amount of $500,000. Her release from jail attracted news media and protesters at her parents' house like 24/7. There were a lot of altercations outside of their house. The neighbors were getting real upset because like they didn't get any peace in their yards either. So, which really sucks. But on August 29th, Casey was arrested again for check fraud. She's like, found a checkbook. I'm just going to keep writing myself some checks. She made bail again after that and was released into her parents' custody.
She's lucky.
On December 11th, 2008, a utility meter reader person was out working near the Anthony's house when he stumbled, or not outside, it was near their house, near the Anthony's home. He stumbled upon human remains. So a team went out to investigate and found the skull, which had duct tape on it. And nearby was the rest of the remains in a laundry bag and a Winnie the Pooh blanket. Yeah. And on December 19th, the DNA test came back confirming that those remains belonged to Kaylee Anthony.
That's so sad.
I know.
Poor baby. She was only 3.
Only 3.
My baby's 3.
I know. So Casey was charged with first-degree murder. On May 24th, 2011, the trial for the murder of Kaylee Anthony begun. Casey obviously had a history of lying. So they're like, why do you lie so much? And she's like, well, when I was 8 years old, my dad started molesting me. So because of that, I've learned to just lie about everything.
What?
Yeah. And you know how I feel about. Yeah. And I am a strong believer in what the children say is true.
Right.
But for her to bring this up now, and the fact that she's a compulsive liar, kind of don't believe her.
I don't either. I definitely don't believe her. And that shouldn't make you kill your kid.
No, exactly. Doesn't give you an excuse.
Nope.
So George, her dad, took the stand and denied the accusations. So this is what the prosecution thinks happened. Casey used chloroform to knock Kaylee out unconscious, then covered her airways with duct tape, wrapped her in the Winnie the Pooh blanket, and put her in the trunk of the car, went to her boyfriend's house the next day, and then disposed of Kaylee's body out in the woods.
I hate this story.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm almost done. The defense story was that Cindy, her mom, was at work and George and Casey were looking for Kaylee. And they're like, "Where's Kaylee?" And then George ended up finding her drowned in the pool in the backyard. And he yelled at Casey, "Look at what you did. Your mother will never forgive you," which, I don't know. Then he helped Casey dispose the body by wrapping Kaylee in plastic wrap, which they did with their animal when their animals died. But the thing is that nobody had mentioned a pool this entire time. Or
Was there any water? I guess.
hold on a second. Alice is trying to open up the door.
Yep.
Grab your tablet. I'm not done recording.
Can I say hi?
Yeah, she might not hear you though because you're in earplugs.
I can hear her
Oh, where are they?
right here.
Where is she?
Hi, Alice.
Hi, Katie.
No, it's not Katie.
Not Katie.
Oh, sorry.
It's
Hi,
your
Bri.
buddy.
Sorry, I didn't know.
Hi, it's Aunt Katie. I have changed a lot. Hi, Alice. How's it going? I see you don't have any teeth anymore. Actually, you got one coming in.
What's
Looks
your
good.
background?
It's creepy things coming
Zombies?
after me.
Zombies.
Yeah, they're gonna get me.
You have to run away.
All right.
I'm not very fast.
I'm really fast.
Look, there's another guy.
Oh,
Ow.
he's really dark.
I just hit my head on something. Ow.
Hey,
I have to go.
Okay. I miss you, Alice.
I miss you. Bring my
Bye.
cats here.
Okay, don't bump anything, please.
Bye.
Bye.
Grab your laptop.
Where is
I don't think it's up there. I think it's.
I have to get something from
Please don't make a noise.
I'm getting my sniffles and stuff out of the way.
You're good. Sorry, my mom. It's way past her bedtime, so
You're good. There's no bells in there. Ding ding.
All right, are you done? Did you see that Queen has a new lead singer?
Queen is still playing?
Yes.
Dead. No one's singing for him anymore.
Eddie
Queen is a
Mercury.
band,
Freddie
honey.
Mercury. Not Eddie Mercury. Eddie
Yes,
Mercury. I think
he
is
is
Eddie Murphy.
dead.
Freddie Mercury is
why.
dead.
Go.
I did not see that.
Do you want to know who it is?
Oh gosh, who?
It's Adam Lambert. Do you know who that is?
Yeah.
He was like the first American Idol winner.
Oh, I know him. He was wearing these.
He doesn't.
Yeah, I
Can
know.
show this real quick?
No, go. You
He
can show it to
doesn't
her tomorrow. Go.
He doesn't scream Freddie Mercury to me, or for me.
No. And I just don't like him because I didn't want him to win American Idol. So I'm like so salty about that, like 25 years later. So
You shouldn't have won it.
I didn't want him to win. Anyways, okay, where were we? I talked
Pool.
about the drowning. Okay. So
There wasn't a body that they could check, right? it was all decomposed. So they couldn't have like
It
checked
was
if there's water in the
decomposed.
lungs.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
So that was the defense's. Hold on. I don't know where it is, Ellis. Do you have your tablet there? Can you play your tablet at least? Alice, close the doors and play your tablet for right now, please. And then I'll look for your laptop when I'm done. Knock it off. I want to be done with this because I need to edit it after. No offense. And I know.
No, I know you're fine.
Close both doors. Come on. Oh, Lord. Other door.
I know. We're trying to make it quick. I got you.
Hurry. There's no water in there.
My drink. Oh, it's almost
She will end you.
Bri told me to end you.
free.
I don't care. Just go. She wanted to take a nap at 4:00 this afternoon. She's like, I just want to take a little nap. And I was
She's
like,
wired.
fuck. Go. Close that door. No. Go. Close one of the doors. I don't care which one. Close one of them. Go.
I closed one of them.
Close that door now. To the bedroom of the trailer, it has like there's the bathroom is in between like
Yeah.
this area, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
there's also like on top of that there's another door, so you have to like close both in order for anyways. Good Lord. Okay.
All
So
right.
so that was the defense's attorney. That was the defense's argument.
Okay.
And they're like, there's not a whole lot to go off of this, but whatever. Her dad's theory, George's theory, which I believe this one the most, was that Casey was giving Kaylee Xanax to babysit Kaylee. And then one time gave her too much and she never woke up, because back then, like when Casey was growing up, they called Xanax Xanny. And people would take that to either like pass out and go to sleep, or, get a good high, or, I mean, the point of Xanax was to like calm you down. So
Xanny the nanny was her sleeping.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying.
So, yeah. To like
that is
babysit her.
up.
Yeah. But this whole trial was a mess. Like after, and I think that this was like the whole defense's point, was to like really get everyone mixed up in emotions, and the stories were like everywhere. Like there was dead end theories everywhere, because like the entire trial turned into like the prosecutors for some reason defending her dad, because of what Casey claimed in the beginning, and then the defense was like talking about all this like pool situation that there was like no evidence on. It was like a huge mess. So basically getting like the jurors like all what do we focus on, which very smart, but
Yeah,
super bad, because that wasn't the point. And that goes back on the judge, where the judge should have like shut a lot of it down.
right.
And he didn't. So on July 5th, after 10 hours of deliberation, the jury came back as not guilty for first-degree murder.
I knew that.
She was found guilty for 4 misdemeanor charges for giving false information to law enforcement. And she was sentenced to 1 year in jail and a $1,000 fine. But she had already served 3 years in jail, so she got credit. I don't know how that works. Like, do you just like say like, oh, well, next time just put it on my tab? Like,
What?
I don't know.
Different crime.
So she was officially released from prison July 17th, 2011. And that is the very short, it was it was so long, but the very short story of Casey Anthony. The murderer, Casey Anthony, because she definitely did it.
Yeah,
in
absolutely.
my
The
opinion.
most terrible person who should not be walking today.
The
And I don't
most,
mean walking free. I mean walking. I'm sorry.
period. Yeah.
Nope. Yep.
She is the most hated human. I believe the most hated woman in America.
Yep. I've definitely heard her name.
Yeah.
I
And
remember when that trial was going on.
me too. I mean, I was 18 when it happened. So
Yeah. I was
yeah.
in high school. But I was in Florida, so it was really big there.
Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah.
Your child's still up? Dude, put her to bed.
Do you need to go yell at them?
No, it's fine. He can deal with her. It's fine. So, that's messed
Will
up.
you tell me a spooky story?
I will tell you a very spooky story. I got really excited when I saw this one. So I've told you about haunted houses. I've told you about a haunted jail. I've told you about possession
And a doll.
and huh?
No, maybe you haven't told me it. I'll take that out.
A possession, as in like the
Yeah,
girl
and you
possessed by
told me of a
demons.
doll too.
I did.
Maybe we just talked about it.
Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, so
You haven't told me a doll before.
Maybe you're thinking of the listener stories.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I don't know. Anyway, anywho's
I'll take that
I am going to just take it out. So I have not told you about an asylum yet. So I thought
Not
I would.
liking this already.
Oh, it's a cool one. I know I
Is
say
it
they're all like the
though?
most haunted places, but at one point, I guess this one was rated like the second most haunted place in America. I'd never heard of it, so I don't know. I guess it's pretty.
It's exciting. So you got
It's
to learn something too.
yeah, and like
Yeah.
anytime like people go there, like you're bound to experience something. Is I guess where they're hitting at. All right, so I'm going to tell you about the Rolling Hills Asylum. It's located in East Bethany, New York. And it was originally called Genesee County Poor Farm, which I talked about poor houses in like the second episode, and I wasn't sure what they were, but now I learned. Yeah, now I know what they are. And I'll go over that in just a second. But this was a poorhouse, and it was established in December of 1826. The government had decided to open it up to serve as a poorhouse for many needy and less fortunate individuals, which I was pretty much right about the one on episode 2. So, good job figuring out words.
So proud of you.
Poorhouse.
Figuring out words. Words are hard.
What could a poorhouse be for?
Not a poorhouse.
Not a whorehouse. Okay. So prior to being opened, they actually released a notice in the newspaper to all the towns around. And it said, and quote, notice is hereby given to the Genesee County Poorhouse, to the Genesee, that the Genesee County Poorhouse will be ready for the reception of paupers, which are poor people, on the first day of January 1827. The overseers of the poor of the several towns of the county of Genesee are requested, in all cases of removal of paupers to the county poorhouse, to send with them their clothing, beds, bedding, and such other articles belonging to the paupers as may be necessary and useful to them. The following are eligible for assistance. You want to hear who qualifies? Habitual drunkards, lunatics, ones who were caught, who caused it by disease, grief, or accident, loss of the use of reason, which I'm guessing like depression, or
Yeah.
from old age, sickness, or weakness, and was so weak at the mind as to be incapable of governing or managing their affairs. Paupers, which, like I said, a person with no means of income. State paupers, which is different. One who is blind, lame, or old or disabled with no income source, or a vagrant, which is a homeless person. Um, also, it wasn't uncommon for wives to be put in there too, like widowers and their children, because back then like a woman couldn't own property, so they would be homeless. So they would just throw them in the poorhouse. So they'd be in there with a bunch of crazy people. They'll be fine. It's fine. That guy who killed someone won't hurt her. They'll be fine. It was fine. Their kids are cool too.
I hate it.
They'll love it. They'll have fun.
No.
The home was actually self-sufficient. It was on a farm that was 200 acres, and the land provided most of the needs for the residents, which ended up making the cost per resident really cheap. It was only $1.08 per week per resident. So sounds pretty cheap to me. The residents,
back then especially.
Yeah, the residents who were actually referred to as inmates, no matter what their reason was to be in there, even those widowers and people with diseases and stuff, they would work the farm. I know, maintaining crops and livestock. There was also a bakery and also a wood shop where they would make furniture, everything that they needed, and also coffins. They made coffins for profit for local mortuaries, but also, yep, you guessed it, for themselves.
I had a feeling that you're going to say something terrible like that.
Yep. I could see it on your face. So a reason why this place is haunted, there's over 1,700 documented and undocumented deaths here.
1,700?
Yeah, as of right now, but they still don't know. Like, they think that there's way more than that. The government, the ones that were like had no family that they could find or any paperwork, they would supposedly bury them there on the property, and I guess they had like a cemetery, but there's no like actual plot map or records of it. There's no register or plot map, but in the place itself, it had like some records in it saying that there was a cemetery there.
I hate this so much.
I know. And there's just like bodies around there. You don't even know where they're at. There's a dead body here, dead body there. Oh, if you go to your right, there's another one.
Oh, watch your step. There's just a dead body there.
Oh, be careful. That's June. However, in June of 2004, 5 headstones were discovered, dating between 1887 and 1888 and returned to the county, which I don't know what that means. So shows
like,
that there was.
We don't want these headstones,
right?
What did you?
Why? But it shows that there was definitely some people buried there, and yeah. So after many years of serving as a poorhouse, Rolling Hills eventually became a nursing home in 1964, which only lasted 10 years.
Not working for us. Dead people. So let's just
get people that are right before that.
Let's right before.
Let's get the stage before. Right before. And 10 years later, it was officially shut down in 1974. Since then, it was owned by numerous owners until 2009. The current owner, Sharon Coyle, bought it. She like fell in love with the place and bought it.
She's like, I love
I love that she, like, if you like listen to her like take on it, it's really cool. She's definitely like dedicated to it.
All right, I respect her.
Yeah. So some of the residents, she lives there, so I couldn't do that. That's really creepy. Um, there are some known residents in there. One of the most notorious ones that you would hear about going there is Roy Krause, who is known to be a friendly spirit. Unfortunately, he suffered from gigantism, which is a physical deformity that left his face deformed. And his
Oh,
hands and feet were oversized, and he grew to over 7 feet. So he was a big guy.
Roy.
I know. Well, this gets worse. At age 12, he was actually dropped off there by his dad, who was a wealthy and prominent banker. He was embarrassed of him because
So we
with the
hate
way it
his
made
dad.
dad look. It made him look bad.
You got to keep up that image.
Right. I hate those people back in the day.
I know.
So he spent the rest of his life there. He enjoyed listening to opera music, and like I said, he was really nice and kind.
I love
I
that.
know. He has been seen and heard throughout many paranormal investigations. In fact, the current owner, Sharon, has even claimed to that after having an unexpected run-in with a large rat that scared her in the building, she left that day after that happened. The next day she came back, she returned and she found that same rat on the stairs, and it was
Oh.
dead. It had blood oozing out of its neck, or out of its mouth, like its neck had been broken. And above
That's
the rat,
disgusting.
yep. And above the rat was a giant bloody hair print on the wall, which I believe is still there.
Like Roy's like, hey.
Yeah. So they think that Roy did it like to be nice.
Oh,
Like, I got you,
Roy.
honey. The rat scared you.
I know
Like,
it scared you.
he was her knight
Here,
in shining armor.
Yeah.
He'll kill the bugs for you.
He's the floating knight in shining
I know.
armor.
Another resident that was there, well, she wasn't a resident, she was a nurse there, Nurse Emmy. She was known for her absolute cruelty towards inmates and patients. She was feared by most of the residents and staff, and it was even rumored that she practiced satanic rituals on the patients, and like dark magic. And it's reported that she continues to walk the halls. Some even hear her cackle like laugh. However, according to many other sources, aka most other sources, the current owner, Sharon, says that Nurse Emmy was not evil. She was actually a very nice person. And she was even like Baptist and buried in like a Baptist cemetery. So
Oh, so like she was trying to get the evil.
yeah, I guess it's not. I don't know. I don't know what to believe.
I don't know
but
how I feel about that.
I feel like I believe the nicer story more because there was only like one source that said that she was bad, maybe two.
Well, and you
but-
want to believe that there's good in people too.
Yeah, exactly. And like, yeah. So now I'm going to tell you about some of the rooms here. One room, we'll go ahead and get this one over with, is the morgue. So in the morgue, you go in there, you'll find the embalming table, 2 fridges, and a large steel sink. This is known to be one of the more hot spot areas for activity. Some have reported seeing items move, catching disembodied voices, and even being shoved down into the floor.
Nah.
So that's a room that's fun to go into, Governor.
Nope. I hate it so much. Thank you so much. I will be going now.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
We're gonna go down lower. Low.
What's lower than that?
The basement.
We're not in the Why isn't it in the basement already?
I'm trying to get the worst out of the way. So the psych ward and solitary confinement were in the basement. Good.
You hear that too?
No.
Okay, go ahead. There's dogs barking. They're probably my mom's, but no,
Not really.
no,
Okay.
there's dogs barking, and I think it's my mom's.
Yeah, I don't hear him.
Okay, you're fine.
So the psych ward and solitary confinement were in the basement. And down there on the concrete walls, you will see iron brackets protruding from the walls, believed to be used to shackle unruly criminals. And unfortunately, not all these were actually criminals, though. Back then, medical conditions such as Alzheimer's, epilepsy, Tourette's were just like not really a thing. And
Yeah.
they were just seen as like bad behavior
Yeah.
that couldn't be controlled. So they were down there. So yeah, that's messed up.
That's really
I don't
sad.
that part makes me really sad. Yeah. Because they don't know.
No, they didn't know. And
And they can't help it.
no, they couldn't.
Yeah. Things have changed now though.
Thankfully.
So another room, it's gonna get better, I promise. Is the shadow hallway. On the second
It's gonna
floor.
get better. We're gonna talk about the
don't
shadow
just wait
hallway.
till the next room. You're gonna be so excited about the next room. On the
Is
second
it
floor,
Disney room?
actually close. It's very close.
Oh, okay. Then go ahead.
So, in the shadow hallway, it's on the second floor in the men's dormitory. It is a pretty typical area for visitors to almost every time see a shadow figure here. They've been seen going in and out of doorways, crossing the halls, peeking from behind doors, and crawling across the
Nope.
floor.
Nope. Don't like it.
No,
It's the
no.
crawling that does it for me. Like, I don't want to, not on the floor, not on the wall, not on the ceiling. I don't want any crawling. Let's
good.
just not crawl. Use your
Nope.
feet.
The only
your
person that should be crawling is my baby. And no,
Young children.
that freaks me out sometimes.
I mean, yeah, when they do it really fast and you're like,
no, go,
stop it. Stop. Stop doing what you're doing.
So I don't know why I had to look behind me.
Yeah, that just creeped me out.
It freaked me out. So the Disney room. Let's go with the Disney room.
Are you being serious about the Disney room?
No.
Oh.
But it's the Christmas room.
Oh, the Christmas room. We just decorated for Christmas.
Because it's Christmas time.
Yeah.
Halloween just happened.
I know. That's okay. But it lifted our spirits. So
That's okay. We're planning on decorating this weekend.
I love that. I'm so excited.
Same. So in the asylum, there was actually a Christmas room. It was dedicated for the kids there. If you go there today, they still have it set up and decorated, and some of the staff members will even go in there and do like EVP sessions and read to the kids and hear like responses.
Oh, I love that
creepy.
so much.
It's so sweet, but it's a little creepy.
It's a little creepy, but it's cute.
Brown bear, what do you see? I see a child looking at me.
Why'd you have to do that? That was rude. That was mean.
No. All right. Also, there are lots of toys in there that often move. One of the toys is actually a rocking horse. So
nope,
that creeps me out.
Take it back. I do not love this.
I'm good. I'm done. All right. So almost done. I'm going to talk about a couple little other things. I got most of my information from their actual website, rollinghillsasylum.com, and I only say that because you can go on there and like they have everything laid out. Like if you want to hear about the history, if you want to hear about Sharon's, how she came about there, if you want to hear about all the EVP sessions, if you want to listen to them, if you want to listen to the recordings, see pictures, it's all on there.
That's really
and that's
cool.
rollinghillsasylum.com. Yeah. So they've captured like a bunch of EVPs, disembodied voices, shadow figures. One of them is said to be like very, very large, which they see that one pretty often. They think that's Roy.
Oh yeah.
Full body apparitions, because what shadow figure is like 7 feet tall? Doors slamming, footsteps screaming, Hands manifesting.
You said
And
oh, never mind.
footsteps, screaming.
Yeah.
Screaming. Sorry, I kind of rolled over screaming.
It sounded it sounded like footsteps screaming. And I was like,
footsteps screaming.
how do footsteps scream?
Ow,
ow, ow.
Like
I
those
don't
really
know.
annoying toddler shoes that you put on the kids so you don't leave them in the store. So hands manifesting, heads popping out of walls, normal stuff, and an elderly lady that's been seen in the window.
No.
That I saw like 2 pictures or 3 pictures of that one, and it was really creepy. Like you could clearly see this old lady in the window, and you're like, no, Jesus, come take the wheel. As of today, Rolling Hills has been featured on many Travel Channel series and been investigated by numerous ghost investigators, and is still owned by Sharon, who actually does live on the property. And she's been maintaining and renovating it since like 2009. And I heard from someone else that apparently she's wants to turn it into like you can go there and go on ghost tours and stuff, but and like the money goes towards it, but she also wants to turn it into like an events place too, like if you want to go get married there. I think that's really flipping cool. So
I mean, why not?
Creepy, but yeah. And it's like one of the top rated things to do in East Bethany, New York. So when we go to New York,
we'll have to go there.
Yep.
Is it a hotel now or no?
No.
We'll have to visit.
No, it still looks sketch. It's like $500 for a group tour, but like if you divvy it up between everybody,
we'll bring everyone we know.
Everyone can come on the tour, even if they don't like ghosts. You get to pay $50. You get to pay $50. Everybody pays $50. Where are we going? To a haunted place. Oh.
What if we had 500 people and everyone paid $1 each?
$1.
They're like, this is not what we meant.
Not gonna happen. This reaches our capacity. So that is the story of Rolling Hills Asylum. Yes, I want to hear a neighborhood story.
Oh, sorry. Yes, I just kind of like.
You're good.
Sorry.
I
love it. I appreciate it. Thank you for sharing that story.
You're welcome. Thanks for listening.
That was one of the better ones that I hated, but I loved at the same time.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's good. All right, let me tell you a neighborhood story.
Since you got skipped last week.
I don't know how we skipped it. I have no idea.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's not your fault. A lady who lived below us had a son who came home for the summer. This is from Pointless Porcupine on Reddit. A lady who lived below us had a son who came home for the summer. He found
a Pointless Porcupine. I just got it. I'm sorry.
It's okay. So a lady who lived below us had a son who came home for the summer. He found a cat and brought it home. His mom said, no cats inside. So he would feed it outside. He left for school again and during the fall and noticed that the cat was getting very thin. We noticed that the cat was getting very thin. We fed her because the lady obviously wasn't. Later, the cat came to our door crying. I let her in and she had babies the next day. That sucks. I went downstairs to talk to our neighbor. She said that her son's cat was a boy. So the cat we had obviously wasn't his. I posted on Facebook to see if anyone could foster a cat and her kittens. Her son saw my post and got super mad at his mom. She had then called the cops and said that I stole her cat. So the mom obviously didn't know that it was actually a girl. And he's like, that's my cat, Mom. And she's like, let me call the cops. Instead of
You got the cops
resolving.
and your own mom about your cat.
No, the mom called the cops on the neighbor
because
they stole the cat, but they're like, we didn't steal the cat. We tried to give it to you, and you said that your cat's a boy.
Oh, if I had a nickel for every time that happened.
I would have 1 nickel.
I would have, yeah.
That sucks, dude.
Yeah, that does suck.
That's
funny. That's cute. I like the cat stories.
I know those are good ones. So
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Did you happen to print off the sign off?
Did not.
That's okay. We can just go off of each other.
All right. You do it. I'll go off of what you got.
Got you. All right. All right. So everybody, to listen, you can find us pretty much anywhere. If you go to our website, you just hit subscribe and it shows you where all you can listen at. But like I said, pretty much everywhere, all the big places. iTunes is a great place to give us a review, which if you do, we would really be appreciative. And if you want to give us 5 stars while you're at it, go for it. Then yeah, do that, please.
Spotify, Stitcher, Google Podcast, all of it. We're there.
All of it.
We're everywhere.
We are everywhere. Oh.
Everywhere you go, I'll be watching you.
Also, follow and like us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and even TikTok. Just search at wwtnpodcast. wwtnpodcast. On Facebook, we have a group page where we talk and interact with everybody, post daily fun posts or informative posts or things about the podcast. But go on there, join that. Again, that's at wwtn podcast. Our website is whatswiththeneighbors.com. On there you can find all of our information.
Yeah,
sorry,
all of it. You're fine. Everything.
You can even find Amy's Facebook.
You can find Bri's too. And our TikToks.
Follow me on TikTok, guys.
Maybe we should take those down. My TikToks are embarrassing.
My TikTok is definitely embarrassing. Don't look that up, guys. But that is whatswiththeneighbors.com. Like I said, you can find where to listen. Everything that I just talked about is all on there.
And on our website, you can find our Patreon link, which is patreon.com/whatswiththeneighbors. And for $5 a month, you get unlimited access to everything that we don't include in our releases, our unedited videos, fun things that we do, like fun little videos that we post. You get that. It's $5 a month, and you get that every month.
Yep.
And we want to do a lot
a month.
Yeah, and we want to do a lot more things.
In the arms of
we want to do a lot of more fun things for our Patreon donors, but we need more Patreon donors in order to do them. So please, $5 a month, dude. That's all it is. Dudettes, everyone, friends. And back to you.
What's the new Netflix? McLaughlin. Sarah McLaughlin, right?
McLaughlin. I thought it was McLaughlin.
McLaughlin. I don't know. One of them.
Sarah McLaughlin.
It's
singer.
The saddest ASPCA commercial.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for ruining our childhood. Anyway, also feel free to slide into our DMs with any questions, comments, or even story suggestions or stories that you just want to give us. That's at wwtnpodcast@gmail.com. Even if you just want to tell us how your day was, if someone hit your dog with a car, oh my gosh, don't tell me that. That's gonna make me cry.
Or if you had a
Um,
great day.
Or if you had a great day, if
You're
you
like,
won the
heck yeah, I had
lottery,
a
then be like,
great day.
hey guys, I won the lottery. I'm gonna be a Patreon donor for $1 million. Cool. That would be really great to tell us. So thank you, Fred.
Yeah. If you had but seriously, if you had one of those days you're like, oh my gosh, I need to tell someone that you had a freaking hooray, awesome day. You got a promotion. You want to email it to us, and we just might share it on the podcast.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Because we'd love to hear that kind of stuff. Makes us happy.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that's everything. Hope you guys enjoy the show this week.
Yeah. And have you checked in on the neighbors?
What's with the neighbors?
Bri and Amy,
Ouch.
Life. I love you, buddy.
Love ya. Have
I
fun
miss you.
editing. Let me know if you need any help. Miss you too. Bye.
Bye.